all I can remember is a great good guy who was always saying that everything was beautiful. Beautiful, baby.
Beautiful, baby. Beautiful.
It's beautiful. Everything is beautiful. And that's the way he treated all the drummers.
I just remember him as being a very beautiful person, warm person, always smiling, always willing to help you with different situations.
When my father heard that his cancer had returned, he said, "That's okay. I've had a wonderful life. Life's been so good to me. Life doesn't owe me a thing." And he was right. He did have a great life because he had this enormous zest for life, which was contagious. And it was fun to be around Armand. As one of his close friends said, Armand was hardwired for fun. He just had fun ingrained in his system.
Now, it's just a question for me. Now, this cymbal, which is the one that when I came up, this was the one you had to have. And anything else was a trash can top. How did it come about?
Well, it was a secret process.
Oh, man, come on with it. It wasn't a secret process. We're not talking barbecue ribs, goddammit.
He always had a smile for everyone. He would indeed light up a room every time he came in.
His sense of humor, that of course is legendary. His laugh.
You know, he's always having some fun with it, you know, whatever he did, and he always brought some excitement, you know. If you saw him coming, you knew you were up for something.
If he needed to, he'd tell you a joke and have everybody rolling in the aisles, you know.
Whenever I would see Armand, we'd put our noses together, so he'd go, "Kenny, they could drive a Cadillac between our noses with the doors open and still not touch us."
Hanging with Armand was wild. It was a wild experience. You were always guaranteed a memorable night. Funny thing about memorable nights, though, sometimes you can't remember them too well. But I do know that they were always lots of good fun, lots of laughter, and a lot of love.
It was like somebody in their best mood all the time, just smiling all the time, grinning, you know, saying, "Kenny, baby."
Life with Armand. What an experience. We enjoyed so many things: our families, our homes, our travels, golf, antique furniture, and antique cars. We shared a love of music. However, he was the musician. Of course, he loved playing drums and testing cymbals. He loved playing the piano and continued taking lessons until the last month of his life. He also played the trumpet, which he enjoyed very much, but unfortunately, he seemed to have been the only one.
As close friend and drummer Peter Erskine has said, Armand had so much love in him, including love for his extended family of drummers. Peter believes that whether by instinct or cleverness, Armand virtually invented the drumming community we live in today. But like his father before him, Armand was very humble and would say that he saw his role more as steward of the 350-year-old family business. He used to caution the family, "Don't let your ego get into the way. The cymbal is bigger than all of us."
Armand loved drummers. He loved drums. He loved cymbal players. And I think that his natural passion for the music, that guided his every moment and interaction with other drummers.
Armand really had a love for, you know, the product. He developed a lot of personal relationships, probably before like a business relationship with a lot of the artists and the dealers and things like that.
The one thing that I can say about Armand is that he just loved cymbals. He couldn't walk by a cymbal without picking it up and playing it and looking at it and telling you why it sounded the way it sounded.
He'd been hitting cymbals his entire life, and he had been working with some of the famous drummers before any of us got there, and many of them coming in, they wanted Armand to select his cymbals, and just him.
Buddy would really not accept the cymbals sometimes if they weren't selected or brought in from Armand.
I don't think anybody around knew more about the art of symbol making than him.
When I thought about Zildjian, you think about Armand, the reputation and of that company, and how Armand set things up is like people that are there now know what has to be done, and they do it well.
Well, so much has been said about Armand as a musician and what he accomplished in the industry, but I don't think much has been said about what Armand was like as a father or a grandfather, because he was a wonderful father because he was such a wonderful person, and he did all the normal things that any father would have done with his kids. I mean, we had a boat, we went sailing, we had a motorboat, he took us water skiing, we did football games in the backyard. We also did a lot of antiquing, which was one of Armand's very favorite things to do, and he included all of his family in that, even from when we were young children.
Armand loved having his family around him. His children, his stepchildren, his grandchildren, and 2 great-grandchildren meant the world to him. We loved to travel. We had many wonderful trips, which he loved as long as our destination included a great Italian restaurant.